They all continue to bug me after we've left the coffee shop. I don't even notice when Ash takes a different turn on our way back.
Where are we going?
She says, noticing.
You can drop me off at the park.
Guess. You have 3 chances.
I don't know. I don't know either of you well enough.
I'm serious, Ash. Where are we going?
He doesn't answer, but shortly he stops his car in front of a small, nondescript food stall, a little ways away from the movie house. If I wasn't paying closer attention, I would have missed it without a doubt. He motions for me to wait as he gets off the car and walks in its direction. Sheesh, if you want to buy something, just say it. No need to make yourself look mysterious. He's probably getting something for you, you dum-dum. It makes you look more like a dork than cool. The wait isn't long, however. Sony's walking back, holding 2 fish-shaped cones in both hands? Ice cream? Parfait? A cross of the two? By the time he's back inside the car, I've given up any effort to figure out what he bought. Not that it looks bad. It's actually quite cute.
Here, take it.
I have to move my head back a little when he thrusts it at me to avoid the ice cream and the fruit toppings from ending up on my nose. Nice.
What's this for?
Huh. What an interesting thing.
My arm's getting tired. 5, 4, 3, 2.
You suck. With a wary glance, I take it off his hands. I still don't understand why there's a need for ice cream today. Nevertheless, I take a small bite. It's actually pretty good. It must have shown in my face because he chuckles as soon as I take another one.
Saw the place open the other day when we watched Zach's movie. Thought I should give it a try. It doesn't seem like a bad place to get food from time to time.
And you're giving me free ice cream because...
Do I need to have a reason?
Yes.
Are you really going to ask me that?
Here's the thing with Ashton Frey. He does not just treat anyone to free food because he feels like it. He's that much of a Scrooge. He must really like you then, eh? Logic. Hell, he even asked me to teach him how to haggle once. Haggle! Of all the people who'd asked me that. I'd have expected such a request from Becca, but Ash? Not at all. Why is Becca a haggler? If I'm going to be honest, he looks a bit constipated with that expression on his face right now. I think he's starting to regret ever buying this. Yeah, you gotta explain yourself now.
The other day? The movie with Zach and Rebecca? Mm-hmm. Rebecca's there, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
You don't even remember Rebecca being there? Ouch.
Anyway, during the movie, we, that's to say, we...
Yes?
Shit. Should have written down something first.
You're doing great, honey. Keep it up.
Get to the point, Ashton.
Oh, Bella, please.
Right. I'm sorry.
What? This music?
I'm sorry for, not getting to the point.
Oh, is it an apology for not taking her seriously?
I'm sorry for the other day. I got carried away. I said things that upset you. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
My heart.
Oh, okay.
Okay? That's all? That's all you're going to say?
He put his heart on his sleeve for you, girl.
You're not still angry, are you?
You didn't have to buy me anything. A simple sorry would have been enough.
I bite into the cone again. A small attempt to keep myself occupied and relieve the heat crawling up my face. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work, but at least I don't have to look at him. Why I'm feeling embarrassed over an apology, I have no idea. It's not like it wasn't called for. They were being mean. Especially him. And... In that fraction of a second, it hits me. He skipped his day off just for today. I should be the one apologizing and thanking him. Silence is an awkward company while we finish our respective snacks. There are words for this. For people like us, for understandings and sentiments like this. Yet, in this instant, they won't come. As promised, he drops me off at the park right after, phrases unsaid still hanging heavily in the air. Aww. In this weather, the city park gives off a lazier and more languid vibe than usual. Where children are usually seen running around and playing, there are now people lying, leaning back on their picnic blankets, simply enjoying the afternoon sun. Yes, their picnic baskets. Ah. Man, that fountain is so pretty. The smell of food drifts from nearby carts, and if the wind blows in the right direction, one would catch the whiff of freshly trimmed grass. Maybe I should try walking home today, to get my mind off things? To try and find the words somehow? I haven't done that in a while.
Thanks, Ash, for today.
No problem. Say hi to Rebecca for me.
Yeah, I will.
Even so, I linger. Come on, girl. We both do. A mild, humid breeze brings the smell of dried leaves, warmed earth, and a far-off distant memory. Of false starts and awkward first meetings. Same place, same people, playing the same parts. Funny how, of all the days, my brain chooses to remember it now.
Wait, Belle.
Ash exits his car. His strides are unsteady when he approaches me. Or maybe this is his uncertainty showing. I'm not quite sure. He has never looked uncertain to me before. Always calm, always sure, always collected. He stops a short distance from me. Close enough that he's within an arm's reach, but just far enough for his voice to be heard over a decent small talk, if this is what it's going to be. He fumbles for something in his pockets.
Here, catch.
The small bag lands cleanly on my outstretched hands before it hits the ground. I raise an eyebrow at him, and he responds by shrugging and stuffing both his hands back to his pockets. Somewhere to the side, he finds an interesting spot to look at. Are you gonna explain? Sometimes you have to wait, Papa said long ago. For once, this time, I listen. His voice is halting, hesitant when he finds it again.
My mom used to make me carry around one of those when I was young. To ward off evil and bring you luck, she said.
Oh my goodness, you love this girl. You don't even believe in any of this stuff, and you're trying to make her feel better with it. Oh, man. Ugh.
I don't believe in this kind of thing now. But if it makes you feel safe, since you're a total scaredy cat, then I guess it's okay to give you one.
Thanks. Perhaps, at the moment there aren't any words for it. I've never been good with those. But right now, I could thank him in the best way I know. Don't say you can be nice when you're trying. It's like, aw, see, you can do it if you just put a little effort in. You asshole. Slam this button. Yeah! Yes! I'm making it happen. I close the short distance separating us. And lightly, in place of phrases one couldn't spin together or answers too early to seek out, I lean over. Yee! Girl, you're so bold! Ah, my heart, that is so sweet! Eee! I had forgotten that this is a horror game because this was so adorable. Oh my goodness. All the feels. And I give him a little peck on the cheek. The touch is short, fleeting. The kind that speaks volumes of boundaries we don't often cross as friends. Nevertheless, the thought is there. It lingers. In the gentle autumn wind that passes, in the empty space separating us when I step back and look up at him with a smile. It's easy to express gratefulness this way, isn't it? At least, with my own family, that's the case. For the two of us, I'm not quite sure. Did he understand? After all, gratitude is considerably harder to put into words when you've spent the latter half of your friendship teetering between good-natured jests and ruffling each other's feathers. Seconds pass before he clears his throat. His face has gone remarkably red. Whether from the heat or something else, I can't quite tell. I wonder what it could be. But he understands. I know he does. Because the smile on him when he finally meets my eye is the gentlest I've seen him show.
I, gotta go. Got some reports I forgot to file the other day.
Yeah. See you around. Thanks for the ice cream and the charm.
Don't lose it. We won't find one here again if you do.
I won't. I might move like I have 2 left feet, but I know how to take care of my own stuff. I'm not a total klutz.
I know.
In Belle, remember that one time? Devlin Court?
Oh, I do. With all the clarity in the world.
You... At the time, when we...
Well, what happened at Devlin Court?
What I'm trying to say is that you can rely on me if something... anything happens. Not the exact same thing, of course, but you get the idea. I'll be around.
I'll keep that in mind. You're not that bad after all.
Before leaving, he waves at me one last time. The next time we talk, we'll be back to the way we are. Because at the end of the day, that's how things have always moved between us. What we're familiar with, what we're comfortable with. But for all that, it's always easy to put my own faith in him. Well, maybe you just need a shared horror experience to finally draw the two of you closer than friends. Oh, I'm gonna make it happen for you two, I swear. I just hope I can keep them safe. Keep him safe. Okay. On that note, what did I write? Professor Clark, Ashton Frey, and Isabella Santos met up at a coffee house to discuss the rumors surrounding the mansion. The professor warned the young woman not to take everything at face value. Before parting ways at the park, Ashton gave Isabella a charm that supposedly wards off evil to help put her mind at ease. Thanks, dude. A light wind blows again, sending dried leaves swirling and the distinct smell of earth into the air. For the first time, the sunlight feels less harsh. Maybe a walk is good? I need to visit the grocery, too. Come to think of it, wasn't there an art store that opened recently near the park? Ah, that was too sweet for words. Well, this segue. The cat's name is Baruthiel. Or at least that's what its collar says. Did you find a cat? What a cute little collar. It's an odd name to give a cat, in my opinion. Sounds... Irish? Scottish? Irish? But it speaks grace much like the one that carries it. It shows in the way he swishes his tail, and his eyes follow my hand's every movement. I'm not sure what he finds fascinating in me, to be honest. I wasn't the very picture of grace when he found me, after all. It was a bad idea, carrying 2 heavy bags of newly bought art materials and groceries without help or sure ride home. Aw, you splurged on some art materials, that's good. In hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have bought all of these at the same time. I didn't even make it past the park. And now I'm suffering underneath the glaring afternoon sun, hunched up on a park bench and drenched in sweat, in the company of a cat curiously watching my every movement. I hope it stays where it is. It's just a black cat, but back at home they're considered ill omens. Oh, be nice to the cat.
Don't look at me like that. I can act graceful as well if I want to.
Not that I've ever acted graceful in my life, of course. Growing up with rowdy younger brothers and a sister does that. Or maybe it's the opposite. Mama used to call me a little troublemaker before. Well, graceful or not, there's no use moping. A short breather and then I'm off home. Besides, it isn't like the company's bad. Even if it's a cat. As long as it doesn't bite. Or crosses my path.
Where's your owner, anyway?
He has one, doesn't he? An owner? That's what the collar's for, isn't it? A bandage is wrapped on one of its paws, though. I wonder what happened to it. Did he run away?
Well, if you don't have one, I won't be able to take you in. My apartment doesn't allow pets. I tried to bring one home before. A cat. Not black, of course.
Of course.
And Rebecca threw a fit before the landlady could.
Aw, shame. I take a small packet of sweets from one of the bags beside me and pop it open. As I'm about to put one into my mouth, he meows. My hand stops.
Do you want one?
He doesn't meow again as I'm expecting him to, but I take his unblinking gaze as a yes. I shift the piece to my palm and hold it out to him warily. He sniffs at it once, twice, before...
Baruthia!
Baruthiel. Isn't that Marianne? Hey! So that's your cat. Cool. Your cat just goes with you for walks? That's awesome. Like a good, properly trained pet, Baruthiel responds as soon as he's called. Recognition comes as soon as my head snaps in the direction of the voice. Miss McCullough's hard to miss, what with her height.
I'm sorry. Did my cat hurt you?
Aw, no.
Miss Santos, was it? I'm surprised to see you here.
Every time the story updates, I wonder if, like, we would have had a different relationship if my choices had gone down relationship-wise with her.
Nice to meet you again, Miss McCullough.
Were you harmed in any way?
Is your cat dangerous?
I'm sorry. Baruthiel's not exactly fond of other people. Even run away from the veterinarian right now.
Oh, that's what happened. Gotcha.
Oh no, he was just sniffing my hand earlier.
My Baruthiel's a she.
Sorry. She? All this time I thought... The pause in conversation, if this can be called one, is uncomfortable. We're merely two people working different jobs for the same client. Frankly, meetings like this don't happen a lot, and if it does, a simple nodding of heads is enough. Still, trying to be friendly wouldn't hurt, right? Talk about her cat, talk about her job. I feel like we've already stuck our foot in our mouth with the cat, and I don't know, Marianne strikes me as a very professional lady. Like, she's not one to just be friends on a whim. Like, she's got like a professional demeanor to her. So I'd feel like if we talk about her job, that's better for her. She's not getting too close and personal.
I'm just curious about your work.
Whoa. We are closer to Marianne than Ash. How did we become such good friends with you? It's because I'm Irish and I can tell what the Irish lass wants. That's my excuse.
What about it?
There's something guarded in her expression at mention of work, but I pushed through with my question.
I just want to know how it is to work on a house like the Ermengarde mansion. Is it hard?
I guess she wasn't expecting a question like that, if the way her eyebrow shot up tells me something. Wonder what she was expecting.
Because of its age? I wouldn't say it is. It is a challenge, considering the factors me and my team have sought out.
Oh, she's so happy now.
But it's a good project. A breath of fresh air from what I usually work on. And I have a good team. Those original fittings, though. It might be old, but the architecture is magnificent. I'm sure you've seen the stained glass windows in the foyer. Oh, I can already think of so many things I could do with it.
I did see those. Did you realize that they look a lot like your clients? No? Strange.
But of course, my team will have to double check for necessary repairs here and there. That's probably for the best. It's easy to break some key elements with a rush restoration job, and who knows what other hidden issues there might be underneath. People can be so careless. I'm sorry, I spoke too much.
Aw,
No, it's okay. You seem to really love what you're doing.
it's true. She's very passionate about her work.
It's not really like that. I'm just lucky to have found work in an interesting field. Anyway, Baruthiel's due for her visit to the vet. Nice talking to you, Miss Santos. I wish you luck with what you're planning to work on. It seems like a big project, too.
Oh, yes, all my art supplies. She gestures with her head towards the bags. The ones filled with stuff I've recently bought from the art store.
It's a project for a friend, actually.
Really?
All the same. Good luck.
What friend? I watch her as she leaves, though she stops shortly before crossing the threshold separating the park and the street. She faces me again, looking like there's something she has forgotten to say.
By the way, about the Ermengarde mansion. With my clients, it's the rights, I mean.
Yeah?
I hope you don't mind me asking, but has the deal been finalized?
There's still a few papers they need, but the house is more or less theirs now.
Ah, thank you. That's all I needed to know.
Right, I guess it would be good before you start doing anything major in there.
Wait, about the mansion. The
letter? The same one they saw? Whoever she is, she's asking for help. Someone. I want to tell Miss McCullough that the urban legends aren't just legends anymore. They're real. She is not going to believe me.
Don't mind me. I need to go too. Have a good day, Miss McCullough.
I hastened to pick all the bags I've left on the bench and ran as far as my legs can take me. In that moment, what I'm carrying in my hands weighs far lighter than the overwhelming guilt trying to consume me. Home. I want to go home. Anywhere where I won't be reminded of the house. Of her. Of my own cowardice. Alright. I'll be with you. While looking after a lost cat, Isabella Santos met the interior designer Marian McCullough by chance. She also happened to be the cat's owner. The two were seen having small talk before Isabella abruptly left. I wonder who's writing these entries. The food tastes less appetizing tonight. A pity. One would think that someone who had been on a continuous binge of instant noodles would find a home-cooked meal enjoyable. But it isn't. Hunger isn't what is gnawing at me tonight. Neither are my sore muscles. The TV runs loudly in the background, but what it says barely registers in my brain. It's hard when the things you're trying to forget keep returning to the forefront of your mind. It distracts you, eats at you, devours you. I wish this would stop. I wish I wasn't the one who picked it up. I wish it was somebody else.
In other local news, a woman was found dead in her home.
Yesterday evening?
Luxbourne police officials are currently investigating the crime scene, but has classified the case as homicide.
I'm nervous about the fact that this is when our brain decides to tune in to the newscast. I'm like, it's gonna be someone we know, isn't it? Oh no, what if it's Rose? Rose is the only one that's not in our main cast. That's a woman that we know. Huh?
The victim, identified as Rose Pamela Cooper, 33 years old, working as a real estate agent.
Rose, I'm so sad. How did no? Why did she die? Wait. I found the letter. She only looked at it once. She got killed first? I mean, I was kind of expecting her to be dead when we first started this game, but now I got kind of close to her and I really liked her. Oh no, Rose. Rose?
Discovered lying in a pool of blood in her two-bedroom flat with the words "Help me" repeatedly written on the walls.
Oh my god. No. No. This isn't what I want. This isn't supposed to happen. None of this is supposed to happen. No one's supposed to die. Those are just stories, right? Legends. That's what everyone has kept telling me, so why? And I... Immediately, I rush to my study table in search of my phone. My hand, cold from dread, clings tightly to it as soon as I touch its edges. A piece of folded paper, the letter, lying unassumedly beside it, slips to the floor when I pick up the device. I'm half expecting that woman to show up in my bedroom now. But I pay it no mind. There are more important things. Right now, I need to call her. I need to call her. I was with her. I was just with her not too long ago and she was okay. No. It isn't Rose. I'm sure of it. I just talked to her and... A sob escapes me and hot tears begin to blur my vision. One after another, they trickle down, weighted by the very same guilt I refuse to admit I've been carrying from the start. But what could you have done, even if they believed you? How do you fight a demon lady? The same one I've been hiding from. The same one that has put the people I care about in danger. My hands shake as I navigate to Rose's number on my contacts list. She'll answer, right? That's what she always does. It'll be Demon Lady. She'll pick it up, tell me to turn down the waterworks, and call me a wuss afterwards.
She'll answer. Please answer, Rose.
Poor Isabella. Again and again, I dial, whispering, praying, pleading.
Come on, Rose. Don't do this to me. Please pick up. I know you're there, Rose. You're not dead. Please tell me you're not.
This adds to the series of deaths and disappearances that has plagued Luxborn in the recent years. The authorities are currently looking at a possible link with the notorious Anselm Butcher case.
Anselm Butcher? The TV runs loudly in the background. A deafening static sounds from my phone speakers. But in my ears I can only hear the screams. Her pleas. Her whispers. That one. We are not safe. How do you go to sleep after that? Ooh, yeah. News broke of Rose Cooper being found dead in her flat the evening before. The authorities classified the crime as homicide, possibly linked to the notorious Anselm Butcher, a mysterious serial killer who had committed brutal murders over the years and left their bodies with his signature phrase, "Help me." That's interesting. A buzzing sensation jolts me awake. My body still wants to sleep, to forget what I heard, what I saw last night. But it's there, nudging, prodding at me. Slowly I become aware of how awkward my position is, and the aches that accompany sleeping in a curled-up position the night before. If I even slept at all. The memories are impossible to forget now that Rose is gone. They say it's easier when you say it out loud. Instead, the words weigh heavier on me each time. She's gone. Gone because of me. Gone because of one letter I was too curious to look at. I should have been more careful. I should have just kept my mouth shut. I should have destroyed it before anyone else had gotten involved. I should have... The notification light on my laptop blinks incessantly, mockingly, when I look at it, as if it's calling me back to a sense of normalcy. I check it nevertheless out of habit more than anything. To all BRC employees, in light of the recent events, there will be an all-staff emergency meeting from 1 to 2. Attendance is a must. Company changes, new hierarchy, and policies will all be discussed during the meeting. Everyone is expected to bring a copy of their own attendance logs and sales reports for the last 6 months to be submitted to your respective managers for review. We are expecting everyone's cooperation. Thank you, Joanne Alice Scholes. If this were one of those typical days, I'd happily comply and get myself to our office. Today, my limbs just feel heavy. On one hand, going will keep me busy, take my mind elsewhere. On the other, the place in itself is a stark reminder of what my own fears have cost me. I should just... This feels like a big choice. Oh no. Wait, easy. Don't make any rash decisions. I don't want to stay home. I want to be where there's like as many people as possible. I mean, it doesn't seem to really matter. But Rose was killed in her home by herself. I don't know what's happened to everybody else that's disappeared, but I think it's better to be around people if at all possible. Maybe she can only kill you one at a time. I'm gonna regret this. Moping won't get me anywhere. This is just like one of those things, isn't it? You deal with it with a smile, no matter how bad things get, and hope for the best. Although my whole body feels like lead and my limbs are sore, I push myself away from the chair and head for the shower. The letter I dropped on the floor last night flutters open as I pass by, unfolding for no one else but me to see. Every word written on it glares back at me. They sneer. They ridicule. Like living beings fully aware of what they've done. With a huff, I pick it up and shove it into my bag, perhaps with more anger and frustration than I'm used to showing. This, too, I'll deal with. Somehow, I'll find a way and make things right. I have to. Before it takes more people from me. even if I must do it on my own. Papers rustling, telephones ringing, feet shuffling. Overall, today looks like a typical working day at Briar Realty Corporation. That's good. Except it isn't. The air is thick with tension and unspoken questions. No doubt everyone present has already heard about Rose. If they missed last night's report, they'd likely see it in the morning news, in the papers, or on various news sites on the internet. Everywhere is a bitter reminder. In fact, everyone's giving me a wide berth, as though the mere mention of Rose would be enough to trigger something in me. It's appreciated, but it only serves to create a bigger hole in the place Rose has left. After lunch, my boss calls for a meeting. I don't have to look up from my work to know what it is about. He's in a strange, pensive mood today, probably out of respect for a dead colleague. Oddly, I'd appreciate it more if he just shouted at me today. Anything is better.
I'm sure you've all heard of what happened to Miss Cooper. She was a valued member of our team and she will be missed. There's no date for a funeral, yet, but those who wish to attend, kindly speak with your respective supervisors. By the way, has anyone heard about our still AWOL staff?
Yeah, about that.
None? HR, you know what to do. Santos, a word? In my office?
At the end of it, I've been given the entirety of Rose's workload, including finalizing the right papers, and have been promised an ample compensation for my efforts. I think he's expecting me to be happy about it. Instead, I immerse myself in my work. I have to, anyway, if I want to forget. Employee of the month. Okay. Is that good? It's quiet now. Isabella Santos drowned herself with work the whole day to forget about the devastating news of her mentor's death. However, she ended up stumbling upon the mysterious disappearances of her other colleagues, and just when she realized something important... I don't like how ominous that sounds, game. What's with the ... Time flies when you do, and by the time I give notice, it's already late. Everyone's already gone, leaving me in the company of a radio and a member of our janitorial staff. Oh no, we're dead. I don't even know his name. Rose likely does. She remembers people easily like that.
The Luxbourne Police Department continues its search for the following reported missing people.
The radio blares one name after another. Hold on a second. Missing? Aren't they? Still, I have to check. Frantic, I turn back to my desktop. The loud tapping of my fingers against the keys fills the office for the better part of my shift as I look through everything. The background about the place, its history from the current owners, and list of employees hired under BRC. And I'm right. Of course I am. BRC may have a lot of staff, but they may have a lot of agents hired, but I'd remember those names anywhere. After all, they're also part of the crew who worked with us in preparing the mansion for the open house. Then the letters... No, that can't be. I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
But Rose is...
Something snaps into place in the fraction of a moment. These people, Rose, the letter.
I need to... No, if it's like this, they still won't believe me. I have to make sure of it first.
But doing what? Evidence doesn't lie. That's what Ash often says, right? If I have proof, then maybe... I don't want to get my hopes up yet, but maybe there's still a way I can save them. The letter, my phone, papers, anything that will be useful. I grab all of them and stuff them in my bag. I can't stay here. There's something I need to do. There's something those people should... The noise cuts sharply through the room, stopping my hand short of cramming a pen into my bag.
Hello? Anyone there?
Oh no, I'm so scared. No! Someone must have left the printer open again. Oh, don't worry. It's probably just printing like 1,000 copies of the letter. I may be in a hurry, but if I don't turn it off, another person is certainly going to have a fit tomorrow over wasted company resources. Most of the time, it's Rose who does the nagging, but the clicking of my pen in my hand is a welcome distraction as I search for the said object. Each stride my feet takes also echoes throughout the empty workplace. I've lost sight of the janitor minutes ago, and with me being the only one left, The tapping of my feet against the wooden floor is something I soon learned to appreciate. The janitors did. It doesn't take me long to find it. By the time I turn it off, 5 pages are already strewn about on the ground, the paper tray having also been left ajar. Sighing, I pick each of it up to put someplace proper. But the page that greets me next makes my blood run cold. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Oh my god. The goosebumps. The chill that makes its way up my spine is as numbing as that day in the attic. The sheets crinkle under my tense grip. All I can hear is my breathing as it rasps through my gritted teeth. But before I can even gather myself, take the first steps out of here, total darkness suddenly envelops me. Oh, God. I'm dead. No. And as if hearing every horrid thought running inside my head right now, something snaps. A soft creak grating through the thin veil of stillness that has descended in the room. Every muscle, every bone in my body goes rigid at the sound. Familiar. So familiar now. Yet my own traitorous curiosity still presses me to take a careful peek over the cubicle's wall. I am out of there, girl. It's her. Standing in the only exit of the office, albeit facing away from me, and I'm alone. Crap. She doesn't even need to turn around for me to know it's the same misshapen face, tattered clothes, and unsightly gait. The same person in the attic. Why did you have to drop the pen? I take a step back, the pen I'm holding slips from my hand, and her entire head turns. A scream almost escapes my mouth, and I duck under my table as quickly as I can. What is that going to do? My heart is pounding hard against my chest. I can hear the bone-chilling sounds of her walk, the weird clicking that follows her, and the telltale squelch of something wet as she walks towards me. That would be the feet. Nearer and nearer. The sounds are slowly getting louder. The only thing keeping the whimper from escaping me is my hand as it covers my mouth. Someone please save me. Anyone. I close my eyes, muttering a continuous stream of prayers, all while attempting to steady my own breathing. Please, please don't let her hear me. She heard the pen. She knows you're here. What? Use the spacebar to stop the pointer at the right time? I didn't know there was many games in this. Grasp the nettle, can't stop, won't stop? What was that? I'm like, what do you mean press the spacebar at the right time? What does that mean? My heart is pounding so hard right now. Okay, so there's apparently mini games. I won? Does that mean I'm alive? The seconds, minutes stretch out before me agonizingly. Is she gone? Slowly, I open my eyes to take a peek. I don't dare move or make a noise. In the face of such terror, I can only beg, let out silent pleas to whoever is out there. Please, please don't let her notice. I want to live! It ends there? Now we're Hannah? But... Well, I guess we'll stop there for now, guys, and next time we'll be on Hannah's side of things. Yay!